crafty friends. This is the Paper Chef here. Welcome to part 1 of Hey Chuck. Hey Chuck is our rooster. So adorable. We're going to have a lot of fun and a lot of laughs. So this time we're going to be making this card here. We have a little hen house that came in your kit. I'm going to show you what a full workshop kit looks like later on in this video. Right now, let's just get to coloring or die cutting and then coloring. But you're going to have this little hen house. This came from the Hey Chick dies, which is no longer, it's not part of this bundle. But we'll also use a die from this bundle to cut out Chuck. Now, we want to do that first and then color. Because if your die doesn't cut out correctly, you want to have the opportunity to color it afterwards. Because what happens if you were to color it and then die cut it, and then like all of a sudden you're die cutting and your die like slips and you're like, oops, and you spend all that time coloring it. So I always like to like stamp all my stamps and then color later. That's just my personal way I do it. But of course, do whatever you want. So we're going to use this Rooster. We're going to be using, I have some of my extra markers here, but we're going to be using the 3 colors we're going to be using that I hope have a lot of ink in them. And if not, I have some more ones. Are real red, in case you have the, you know, these exact colors, and if not, maybe in other types of things. So we're using real red, pumpkin pie. Let me make sure I put this flat side up right. Real red, pumpkin pie, and lemon lolly. And those colors are going to go well with this. Now let me just show you. In here, I put some sticky notes. So every time I start a new series, and pretty much at the beginning of the videos, I like to tell you where this is in the annual catalog. So page 49 in the annual catalog is the Hey Chuck bundle. Hopefully you all purchased that last month when we had the bonus days. Here's some cute samples on that page. And then on the back, when there's a die, oh, wrong page, sticky note. There's a little die bundle in this index here to show you another sample. So that's a cute sample as well. Maybe we'll do something like that with the Delightfully Eclectic paper. I think I sent you that. I'm going to find out what I sent you. No, maybe I have some gingham paper. That's it. I sent you the gingham paper. That's what I mean. We could do that little job here with the gingham paper. That would be cute. Something like that. All right. So, anywho, let's get to it. Let's put down a little placemat here. A little grid paper. And we're going to stamp up with some Memento black ink. When you have such a big stamp, you have to usually turn the stamp upside down to be able to get a good image. And then you just test it. I'm going to put that up there for the glare. Ooh, that came out nice. And then you stamp onto a piece of paper. So always stamp on your grid paper. Don't stamp straight onto your paper. Okay, I've been die cutting, as you can see. Getting ready for some other kits and some other projects. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get Chuck on there. And in case, well, I don't really like that one. I think I slipped a little bit. I was going to say, in case I need another one, and I think I do need another one. Because the little rooster feet were a little blurry. That one's a little bit more crisp. So we're going to die cut it out first. The die cutting sandwich is, when you use the Stamp Cut and Emboss machine, we have our base plate number 1, our base plate number 2, which is thin die adapter. If you're not sure about your sandwich, die cutting sandwich, you always look at the cheat sheets on on these platforms. And then one plate number 3, and then another plate number, we're going to put the paper down. There's the paper, the die, which I just had out. Maybe it got underneath this. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, the die. Now we're going to put that on with a little piece of washi tape. And then the top piece. So that is what your die cutting sandwich is. The top piece is another plate number 3. And it's usually the one that's not scratched. I usually put the scratched one on the bottom. Now I'm going to tilt it this way so I can get the right outline around this. All right, that should be good enough. Maybe I need one on the other side. I'm just using some retired Stampin' Up washi tape. I think it's Stampin' Up. I'm just using some very old washi tape. You want to use low tack tape. You can also use a sticky note or sticky note tape. So everybody that has ordered a kit thus far, you have until August 10th to order the kit. Although you can follow along anywhere in the world or anywhere in the U.S. This workshop is on YouTube. But if you do want to get a kit, you have until the 10th of August. And everyone that's ordered one, it's in the mail. Your happy mail is in the mail. And you should have got a shipping notification from Pirate Ship. And if you pay with PayPal, then I also have a shipping notification that I send out manually. But you should at least get the automated one from Pirate Ship by now. All right, so there you go. Now what we're going to do, I'm just going to put this back because you know I tend to lose things. But look at these cute dies. We have dies that don't even cut out stamps. Like, that's going to be neat. We'll use that one. We'll use the sun. Like Rise and Shine, we need the sun for that card. We're going to do a Rise and Shine card. Well, we're going to use all the sentiments. There's 4 sentiments, but there'll probably be at least 5 parts to the series. And we may even have to extend the series a little bit, but that is so cute. All right, so let's see. We're going to start coloring. So let's pull in our blends. So always start with let's look at our samples. I always use my own cards for inspiration on how to color. I'll put that over there. And by the way, we're using One Horse. If those of you are getting ready for this video, we're using the One Horse Open Sleigh Designer Series paper. Yes, we are. That's, believe it or not, this Christmassy looking paper is what I use for this card. I always like to put current paper in there. So we're going to start out with the Real Red Dark. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, Real Red Dark for the head. Okay, I meant dark. That's what I meant. Okay, Real Red Dark. So we're going to get in there and just sort of see. This is the one I'm hoping my older ones are not dried out. So this is the problem. It's time for me to get markers. And then no matter how many times I order, I always forget my markers. Oh, that's really dark. I must have refilled this one, but that's okay. Better too dark than not dark at all. So you're going to be blending the dark and the light. And you can also use regular markers. You don't have to use the blends, but the blends give you the gradation of colors. So we'll just do that a little bit. One section at a time. Let's get my light. Be careful right there between the eyes, because Chuck has not that much space there. All right, so that's the head. So we got the dark and the light for that section, and then same over here. We're going to do dark and light for this section over here. For the little tail feathers. Shake your tail feathers. This reminds me of the outfit that Sandra Bullock was wearing in, it was the one where she saves the, oh, it's Miss Congeniality, where she goes to Vegas and she saves her friend who had won Miss America, and like she was wearing this outfit full of feathers. Oops, I'm going to use the small side. So anyway, Sandra Bullock is pretty funny. This reminds me of her outfit. The outfit got stuck in the ship when she was trying to save the beauty queen down underneath the deck of the ship, which was sinking. And then she was like, she told everybody to swim out of the ship, and then her feathers got stuck in the underneath. If you haven't seen Miss Congeniality 1, though, I recommend you see that first. All right, now what? Because it's hilarious, too. But you got to see number 1 first before you see number 2. All right, now we're going to do now, this is going to be some pumpkin pie. So we're going to get in there and do the dark pumpkin pie around the body of Mr. Rooster. So I'm going all around Mr. Rooster. Now, Real Red and Lemon Lolly, they were coordinating colors in this, right, with this paper. But this one wasn't. Pumpkin pie wasn't. But I thought, heck, I got to use pumpkin pie because it's a rooster. Oh, I also used orange for this little the little thing under the beak. So I thought, okay, I'm going to use pumpkin pie, and it came out cute. Okay, now we're going to take light pumpkin pie, and we're going to get in there and just go around the whole edges. And you can see my brush tip is really thick here. It gets better over time as it kind of blends together. It looks better. The lines aren't as harsh. Now then what I did is I took the lemon lolly. Let me first get this is called a color lifter. So whenever you color outside the lines, which I often do, you can just sort of fix it with the color lifter. Now it's not perfect, but hey, cards are homemade, so everybody's happy. So what I did is, see how it's kind of cool in the middle? It's like yellowish. So what I did is I took the lemon lolly. I think I did the dark lemon lolly while it was still kind of wet. And I just went in there and sort of did that, right? All around the middle part to give it that sort of yellow look. So you can see it kind of is a cool look. Now I'm going to take the small side of the lemon lolly, right? The thin side of the marker, and I'm going to get in there and do the beak and the feet. So we've used light and dark, real red, light and dark pumpkin pie, and now just the dark of the lemon lolly. That's all we used. Rooster looks great, but we need eyelids. So I used blue, or I used pool party, I should say, right? Because we never have regular names for our colors. And I did the eyelids in dark pool party. So that's it. Those are the colors. I'll write them down for you. And then, of course, we use Wink of Stella. That's putting the glitter over everything, right? La, 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 glitter over everything. And then we have different colors for stamping, but that's how we color Mr. Rooster. And you can see the glitter rubbed off a little bit up there because when you use Wink of Stella and it's not really dry, I'm just going to go ahead and do that to the other side. When you get a little pink hue, I just went ahead and did it to the other side. Because I'm just going to make everything blurry. Whenever you blur, or whenever something messes up, just mess up the other side. And then it looks like it's supposed to be like that. See, like it almost looks like I was supposed to put a little pink up there. So now we're done. And now let's write down this for you. So far, we're going to have, find the pen. So we have, this is the blends. They're called Stampin blends. So they're alcohol markers. Real red. Pumpkin pie. And this is pretty much, I like this so much I'll probably color all the Roosters this way. But and I might use like crushed curry instead of lemon lolly sometime when I have. It depends on the paper I'm using, but I was trying to make sure also that I kind of tied in the colors. So the pool party's dark. We have light and dark. And we have light and dark. All right, so those are all the colors of Stampin' Blends. Now for the card itself. It's going to be, I didn't do anything to the inside of the card, so it's going to be like this. Oh, wait. Is it like, it's more like this. Okay, short card, where we have 8.5 long by, and then we're going to score it 4 1/4. So 8.5 inches. It's an A2 card, but then this side's going to be 5.5 high. 5 1/2 high. And then we'll just start cutting the pieces now. Let's go ahead and open up this pack because I need some. So you're going to use, for the background, we need this piece here, the crumb cake piece. Oh, and by the way, that was crumb cake cardstock. You can use this piece will be good as an outline for real red. I'm just showing you all the paper. It's pretty cool, right? There's that lemon lolly. Okay, we need this piece here for the background. And see how I thought these would be great. That's why I chose this paper. Because all these wood textures are going to be great for the Rooster cards. They look like a farm and everything. So this one would make a good background too. But this is the piece we're going to use. So what you want to do first is just take out your trimmer. And you're going to cut. Let's cut the first layer. So that's going to be 5 inches. Or sorry. 5 and it's going to be 5 1/4. I'll write it down for you. 5 1/4 by 4. Let's make sure. The next one's going to be a 1/2 inch smaller. Let's see. All right, there we go. So we're going to go here and write that down. So we have DSP, 1 horse open sleigh. It's going to be the typical card size, 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And it's on the crumb cake, which is somewhere. How did we lose that so quickly? Or maybe we never had it. It's over here. I did put it over here, the card. So here we go. We're going to put that on there. Like so. It's kind of like, oh, I'm wasting that nice tree, but that's okay. It's all good. It's only paper. It's meant to be used and make pretty things with. I got to go like this and put it here so I can see. Let me stand up on my tippy toes and get it centered in there. All right, good, good. Now we're going to take the next piece and we're going to make that a 1/2 inch smaller, and then we need a little piece of that. So let's make these at the same time. So we have, if that was 5 1/4, we need these to be 4 3/4. Let's just make sure. Yes, 4 3/4. Okay, I'm going to turn this around. And I'm going to go ahead and make, well, this one, first we'll do this one. They're both 4 3/4. That's good. Let's do this one first. 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. Okay, so far so good. Let me write that down before I forget myself. 4 3/4. Let's move the machine over here. 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And there comes a bug in my she shed. It better not bite me. It's a mosquito. And now we want to take this little piece and just make 3/4 of an inch little strip. Okay. And it should already be the exact same width because I cut them together. And then you're going to put a little strip in there. So we got a little strip. And that little strip is the same length 4 3/4, but it's 3/4 of an inch high. So those are your measurements. Go ahead and put that all together. All together now. Let's find some. I like to use glue sometimes when I'm doing these middle strips because it just kind of goes on and more evenly. My nephew helped me with the glue, so now I got to do a big cleanup job with all that glue. It's all over the place. This is one of my go-to recipes because, like, sometimes you just want to show the outer layer of paper, and that's when you need a 1/2 inch margin. Sometimes you only want a little bit of a margin, but this time you want that red to show because of the rooster, and it looks like a farm, and so I just wanted that to show. So anyway, now I'm gonna put a piece of the gingham over the top of that. So I think I can just put like maybe a line of glue, might be easier. I think I did it with the adhesive, but the adhesive was a little bit wider. So put some glue there and find some gingham, which is in your kit. It is called black and white gingham ribbon. I'm just making it a little bit longer than I need it. I'm taking out the German scissors here. All right, let's see. I can't find my Stampin' Up! Scissors. I mean, I haven't really looked either, but I say I can't find them, but I also didn't even look. So I'm just making it about the length of the paper. And it's nice when you use glue because you can move it around a little bit, see? It's a little forgiving. All right. So that looks cute. And now we'll let that dry a little bit and we can work on the other stuff. So let's take, I already have these stamped, but I'm going to, just for the sake of teaching, because I like to teach and not miss, so you don't miss any steps. I like to tell you how I did this. So because I'm trying to tie in colors all the time, this is very purposeful. There's Old Olive back here, or actually might be Mossy Meadow. Don't know where the piece of paper is saying which exact color this is, but I know Old Olive was one of the coordinating colors. So what I did is I took a little Old Olive, and I thought that would be cute before I put this sentiment on there. So what I did is I I'm taking these little pieces are in your kit. Die cut with love. I'm actually starting to get some help with that stuff. So you guys are going to be in for a treat when you open this up and you see that you have little pieces already cut for you. Little sequins for our shaker project. Anywho, so you put the old olive on here first on the edges using the blending brush, which I'm just going to go ahead and rub off to the on here. So it's, I think the last time I used it, it had some of the other colors on it. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to put some ink on the stamping block, right? Let's move this over here for now. And then I'm going to put some ink on my blending brush and I'm going to tap some off because otherwise it would be too dark on the edge. So then I'm going to get in there like this and make the little edges have some old olive on them by tapping it off and doing that. And that way it's not too dark. Always tap it off onto your grid paper. Tap, tap, tap. Let's do this. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, so now we do that first because if we try to put the real red on there, you know, with the sentiment, we get a big hot mess. So put that over there. So now we need real red, and you rule the roost. Real red is going to tie in, so we know how that ties in. This color ties in with this. The real red ties in with the rooster and the hen house. So everything's tying in together. All the colors are purposeful. Put this up there for a moment. And I've already been playing with all the sentiment. Rise and shine. Here it is. You this one. Get this off of there. Okay, if you're joining us from anywhere in the world, please just say hi to us in that feed. Okay, so what I'm doing now is you're always going to like take your rubber stamp or any kind of stamp and always make sure you get a good crisp image before you play around with it on the die cut shapes. So my advice, oh, that's so nice. My advice is always to die cut all your shapes first. In fact, I'll show you my bucket of crafty goodness if you'd like to see it. All right. I'm saying if you like to see it, but I'm already going to show it to you. Regardless, I'm showing this to you. Because what crafter doesn't want to see crafts, right? Okay, so here's my bucket of craft. This is just one of my many buckets of crafty goodness. But I die cut shapes. I sort them out. And right before this video, I just ran. I mean, I didn't run. It was I just went in here and picked out a few of these shapes. See? So that's how I was ready to do this tutorial. So now we did that silicone mat. Put that over there. And now we're going to attach. So now we can attach this part. Let's get the card. And by the way, inside you just need that same size shape. The 5 1/4 by 4. You need that inside. So let's attach this before we try to do anything with the... Oh, that was that pretty piece, right? You're like, oh. That was that pretty piece that reminds me of a German Christmas village. Because I've been to German shops before. German market, it's called. Christmas market. That's what that piece of paper reminds me of. I have to admit, nobody does Christmas better than Germany. And I've been at Christmas in a lot of parts of the world, but that I know of. From my experience. I mean, as far as the decorations. All right, so there you go. And then we're going to put that there, pop that up with dimensionals. Actually, I wanted more of the gingham to show, so I went like that. Kind of put it like halfway over that. And then we're going to put the little hen house there. And our rooster, Mr. Rooster over here. All right, and we need some dimensionals now. So let's get, I don't know, I have to get the hen house out of here. Out of my kit. Oops. Put that back in there. All right, so they're going to put that. I got to put it on there first before I put the rooster there so that I know where everything's going to go. So that's going to go down there kind of in the front. So then we'll put the rooster. And I just glued that down, but I still like to know where it goes before I put the Mr. Rooster on here. All right, so lay that there. Pop it up. Okay, now this one's just going to be straight down. Right onto the card. Because that it gives it more dimension that way. Like he's ruling the roost, but from far away. I mean, like from the front. Like this isn't behind the scenes. The little red hen house. I'm using a combination of Stampin' Seal Plus and glue. Just to make sure that none of that comes up. And then, of course, we need some Wink Costello on the hen house. I mean, because what's a hen house without glitter, right? We need a glitter. Ooh, that's, my Wink Costello is like coming out heavy, heavy duty. That's okay, though. You can never have too much glitter. Well, not according to my husband, you could have too much glitter. But we know that we can't have too much glitter. Because glitter makes us happy. All right, now we're going to put that like so. And what I do is I just put it's easier just to go like this. So that way this isn't sticking to the ribbon. Stick those on there because these stick a lot better to paper than they do to ribbon. In fact, when you put dimensionals on the ribbon, it kind of falls right off. So I'm putting the dimensionals right on. Let's make sure that's centered. Maybe a little bit over. But I still want a little bit of that green sticking out in the back. And our finishing touches are the bling. Got to get the bling. And that would be some little rhinestones, which I just had out. So we'll pop a few rhinestones on there. These are in your kit. We'll stick one over there. And one down there. And one right there. And that is how you do it. This is how we do it. Let me get the light in here. You rule the roost. An easy peasy card. Hope you followed along and created that yourself. I'm going to put my extra stuff in here and show you what's in our kit. After I make sure that there's no, I'm going to say hi to you, and then I'm going to make sure there's no like ink laying around that's going to get all everything. All right. Hello, Mary Nell. Nice to see you. Watching from South Carolina, where there is a storm. And hello, Janet. And Lori, thank you for your comment. And Mama Al, Kathy, Michael, nice to see you guys again. Mary Rock, Lisa, Lala's Crafts, Phil from Florida, Charlene from Philadelphia. My old stomping grounds, how cool. Hello, Lala. Lala's from Maryland. From Crazy Videos from Texas. Lori from Ohio. Nubia from Miami. Dawn is here and Hilda's here. And thank you. All right, so we are going to just now take out this kit. So when you get a kit, and by the way, go to underneath inside the description of this, because some people are like, I went to your Stampin' Up! Store and I couldn't find kits. My kits are not on the Stampin' Up! Store. They're on other websites. So go to Papered, and then people wrote me and said, I looked up Pampered Chef, and I'm like, I'm not pampered, I'm Paper, Papered Chef. Anyway, can't believe I still have to say this after 7 years of doing this, but go to Papered Chef's offerings, and that's the second link below, and you'll find this Hey Chuck kit if you want to get this kit up until August 10th. So what's in the kit? You always get cardstock that you can use for your projects. Oops, I told you I was going to move these so I didn't get ink all over my stuff. So we're going to move these so I can open this up for you. And I only do this at the beginning of one of my workshop series. I don't open this up all the time, this kit. We just use parts of the kit. And you're going to have lots of extras that you maybe don't need. Hello, Deborah from Kentucky. So to go through the colors, we have real red, and you know how that's going to look nice with the roosters, right? Pumpkin pie. You know how that's going to look because we just colored with it. Lemon lolly. See, a lot of thought goes into these colors that I picked for you. Lemon lolly is what we just colored with, those three colors. And then we have blueberry bushel. This is going to go great with our gingham that I sent you. You'll see that in a moment. Blueberry bushels a returning color. And we have garden green. That's going to go good with gingham cottage paper. And then we have crumb cake, which we just used for the card. You can go ahead and make 2 cards, or you can save the other half of the piece of crumb cake cardstock. Make 2 cards out of this, or save it for later. We can use it for other things. And then we have basic white, basic black. You always get basic white and basic black in every kit. And you'll need more basic white than I give you because you're going to put that inside of every card. But as you can see, you could do that later. And then you have, we always do some kind of packaging, fun packaging thing. And this is the envelope, treat box, and there should have been a sticker. You get 2 stickers with that. You don't really need those stickers because we can shut it with a dimensional, but if you want the stickers, that's what they came with, so I gave them to you. And that's called the envelope treat boxes. All right, so that was package number 1 of your kit. Package number 2. Luckily for you, I was able to snag some things before they were no longer available, and so you have some fun stuff in here to play with. Black and white designs. These are great for coming up, you know, for just Halloween and stuff too, because we won't use that many of them, but you're going to have lots of extra pieces. Black and white designs. This is all Stampin' Up. Some is retired, some is not. Okay. Okay, black and white. Oops, I should have shown you the middle pieces. So basically they're the same, but they're like gray and black or white and black. Same on each side. Okay, then you have, I'm not going to put them away right now. I'm going to put them away after the video. That way we save time. We have foam adhesive strips. That's to make shaker cards. So for example, we just finished our Beautiful Balloons Workshop series, and we made shaker cards, right? So that's what we used. That's what you need to make your shaker cards, these foam adhesive strips. Now in the dimensionals, that you just saw me use those, right? That was what we just used to pop up Mr. Rooster. So that's where you get adhesives in all your kits. Now this is cool gingham, glorious gingham design series paper. I love this paper. And that's that blueberry bushel I just put in your, I told you about. That piece of cardstock. Okay, this is a piece of masking paper. Here, I'll just flip this over. You can see what it is. You get a half a sheet of masking paper. You get adhesive sheets. These are for die cutting. This is sticker sheet. So this is, and this one here is a window sheet. That's for your shaker project. You always have extra window sheet. That's for that, so that you can make more than one shaker project. Okay, let's see. That was that. Let's not digress. Okay, adhesive sheet. I just put this in there for strengthening up the package. Okay, so we have blueberry bushel. This is called Glorious Gingham, by the way. Lemon lime twist. And, you know, so you can see there's patterns on each side. Pretty peacock, berry burst, and pecan pie. New and returning colors are featured there. Boy, I'm getting stuck all over everything here. All right, next thing you got in your kit is the gingham cottage, because I thought this would go really good with, again, a lot of thought goes into this. Goes really good with the farm theme, the rooster theme, and there's where that garden green piece comes in. The garden green piece that was in here, I thought of using that because garden green was in this pack. So we always have stuff that coordinates. And no matter what I finish, you're gonna be left with all kinds of things that you can use to coordinate together. So we have not gingham cottage. What did we just say? Yeah, gingham cottage, gingham cottage. So you always get some specialty papers as well. There's some pumpkin pie in that one, garden green, some grays and blacks, and some, I think that one was blushing bride. There's even some retired colors in this package, but there's lots of colors that are still current. All right, so that's that. And then you always get some specialty paper, gold foil sheet. This is gonna make nice accents. And then you get some vellum. It's called vellum basic specialty paper. And to use the vellum, you can use it like a strips of paper, like as accents for your cards. And that's not all. But wait, there's more. Well, you already know what that looks like. This was the paper we just opened. That was this paper here. Right? I already showed you what that looks like, so I don't need to open up this package. But you also get an envelope in there. I didn't put a sticker on there, but you always get at least one envelope so you can see how nice our envelopes are. They're called basic white medium envelopes. And then I have a paper that says, thanks for the kit. Now, my mom is awesome, you guys. She's 91 years old. 91 years young, I should say, right? Hello, Karen from Iowa, Sheila from Texas, Deborah from Kentucky. All right. And she made us some rooster and hen bags. So the guy inside working at Joann's Joanne Fabric. He showed me. He helped me find this fabric because I was looking all over in the wrong place. I was looking in all the wrong places. So I get the fabric, and she does this kind of stuff. Like, she does all this like a labor of love. Some of them had little. I wanted to see if any of these have the. Some of them had the gingham lined. They were lined in gingham, but not this. There's kind of a little piece of thread here. Anyway, not these, but some of them were lined in gingham, which is cool, but then she ran out of that. So inside your little pouch, you get all the extra fun stuff, like a chocolate that I got when I was in Europe, and some little Biscoff biscuits, and you get some brushed breast butterflies, rhinestone basic jewels. You see how we're using those already, and some classic matte dots. So you get 3 kinds of embellishments. And in this one, you get white glittered organdy ribbon and the natural woven ribbon. And then in this one, you get the die cuts, which I already talked about. You get lots of die cuts and little bottle of sequins. And you get your black and white gingham ribbon, which we just used today on a card, and real red ribbon, which you know is going to coordinate with stuff. And then you get all these little dies for your cards. Now, I tested all these dies before I gave them to you to make sure that I picked ones that would be good for all of our sentiments. So this is ones I've already finished. So It's Your Birthday fits on there. Rise and Shine fits on that one. Rise and Shine also fits on the little banner. I mean, I tried out different things. So I gave you ones that at least would fit. You Rule the Roost fits on there. Here, You've Got Something to Crow About fits on the one that's the longer one. This is Stylish Shapes dies. They come from different packages. So you have very useful dies and even a little piece of white, extra piece of white to just make a banner out of. Put those all back in there. So that is your kit. Some of them are from Nested Essentials. Some are from Stylish Shapes dies. Some are from All That dies. But you have lots of choices and to make your little projects with. And some ginger chews. And that is your kit. So if you'd like to get that, go ahead and you can use PayPal or a credit card. And either one, they take a fee. So don't feel bad. I know people always say, well, which one should I use? They take a fee. Well, everybody takes a fee. The credit card takes a fee and so does PayPal. So it really doesn't matter which one you use because I'm a business and fees are just all part of doing business. All right. Oh, and tea. You can even get some tea. So as I make samples, I'll be showing them to you. And we'll be building this collection as we go. Thank you all for watching. This is the Papered Chef. Have a great evening. And I hope you will give this project a try using the Hey Chuck bundle and the One Horse Open Sleigh Designer Series paper. Thank you.